How do you transcend your egoic consciousness when every method you try still leaves you stuck in your mind? This video essay, inspired by The Seven Veils of Maya by Shunyamurti, explores the deeper reasons behind that struggle and offers another way. We'll uncover the 7 layers of illusion that distort your perception and keep you bound to a false identity. To help make each one visible, Shunyamurti turns to ancient Greek mythology, not as fantasy, but as sacred maps of the soul. These myths were never meant to entertain, but to awaken. As you begin to see through each layer, the illusions start to fall away, and what remains is the stillness and clarity of your true self. 1. The Veil of Narcissus. The first veil to recognize and remove is the veil of Narcissus. In the tale, Narcissus falls in love with his own reflection on the surface of a pool. He enters the water and drowns. This is the state of the egoic identification with the body. This body attachment is the original cause of suffering. The mind becomes possessed by the illusion that it is the body. But the ego's illusion is a prison that it mistakes for a castle. Yet when pure awareness remains, the veil of Narcissus dissolves, and consciousness embraces non-duality. While this could be the last veil, the ego tends to fabricate new ones to reaffirm its existence. After the ego's obsession with its own image fades, it shifts to craving things outside itself. This leads to the next veil. 2. The Veil of Tantalus. Selfishness leads the ego to experience guilt. As a result, it creates a fictional world resembling purgatory, the Veil of Tantalus. Here, the ego has all the material things it desires, but remains incapable of enjoying them. Tantalus, a wealthy monarch in the myth, is punished by the gods. Surrounded by fruit and water, he can touch none of it. Through this suffering, he finally expresses gratitude and realizes that he created his own hell by refusing to nourish himself with love and appreciation. When gratitude arises, this veil falls. When seen as separate from the self, the world is a dream. Only awareness is real. No wealth or status can bring peace. True rest comes from surrendering to the source, the giver of all things. The Veil of Sisyphus. Even after the veil of Tantalus dissolves, the ego may refuse to surrender and instead rebel against the gods. This is the third veil, the Veil of Sisyphus. Here, the ego seeks power and control through force. Sisyphus gains his power through manipulation, conquest, and violence. He taxes others, forms alliances, and eventually defies Zeus himself. For this, he is condemned to push a boulder uphill forever, only to see it fall each time. This symbolizes the futility of egoic ambition. In modern times, we see this in endless labor, corporate stress, and the illusion that suffering is the price of success. The ego craves freedom, but enslaves itself. The solution is not rebellion, but surrender. When the heart opens to divine love, limitations dissolve. The ego must voluntarily dissolve. Through this, Sisyphus is transformed into Orpheus. The Veil of Orpheus. In the fourth veil, the ego projects love onto another. Orpheus represents the lover who clings to romantic love, but ego-based love is bound to fail. Orpheus loses his beloved, and through this loss, a higher form of devotion is born. He learns that he himself is love. Two cannot become one. Each must die alone. In this surrender, love evolves beyond personal desire into divine love. Though Orpheus is ultimately murdered, this act tears away the veil. The soul matures through despair, transcending earthly passion to realize eternal love. the selfless, unconditional essence of the self. Love without desire, without an object, without even a subject. That is the naked truth of the real that abides beyond all veils. But the ego returns again, this time not seeking love, but power through illusion. Next time, it will not settle for less than the illusion of magic, mastery over the entire world of Maya. 5. The veil of Icarus. This veil is the pursuit of mastery through creative intellect. The ego believes it can ascend through innovation, art, science, and magical thinking. Out of love and death, the self creates immortal music. Each human life becomes an instrument played by divine hands. This is the domain of the magician, scientist, entrepreneur, or leader. But the ego sees itself as the doer, not the vessel. Without humility, power becomes poison. This is also the birth of self-discipline and vision. But fame, psychedelics, or egoic ambition can awaken the Icarus complex. This veil has destroyed many mystics and martial artists. Only inner silence and true humility can carry one beyond this veil. 6. The veil of Logos. When egoic interest in achievement falls away, the soul enters the veil of Logos. Here, the goal is to reach the mind of the absolute self. But binary logic fails to grasp reality's paradoxes. The veil of Logos both separates us from the real and reunites us. When the mind surrenders to the absolute, this veil is pierced. At this stage, Maya plays her final card in the next veil. Yes, reality is an illusion, but the illusion exists. 7. The veil of Ontis. This is the final veil. It can only be removed when awareness is freed from thought. Mind and world are not different. Awareness that has been alchemically purified of all projections is the only instrument capable of attaining the real, because pure awareness is the real. Awareness is not the same as consciousness or mind. It is free of thought, free of content, free of all reference, free of world, space, time, energy, and change. The last illusion is the belief in being. The ego clings to existence itself. But even this must be surrendered. Modern conditioning blinds us to this. We are taught that the universe is accidental, lifeless, and meaningless. To believe otherwise is called superstition. But to pierce this veil is to dissolve into the ocean of pure awareness. It is not annihilation, but return. The dream ends. The real remains. What remains is egoless, eternal, unchanging, and utterly free. If the journey through the 7 veils of Maya speaks to something inside you, a quiet remembrance of a deeper truth beneath all illusions, you may discover a complementary path in my book, available on Amazon. While this video explores the symbolic shedding of the veils that obscure our true nature, my book offers a grounded, earth-centered path for living in that truth. Inspired by the teachings of Anastasia from the Ringing Cedars series by Vladimir Megri, it gently guides the reader toward creating a space of love, a place where the illusions of separation dissolve and life begins to mirror the harmony and wisdom of the soul. Both the script and the book are invitations to return to ourselves, to the living world, and to the original design that was always waiting behind the veils.